Welcome back to Rec and Connect, the podcast where we celebrate people, programs, and stories that make Mountain Rec so special. And, we're such a cool part of the community. I am Jamie Wilson, Marketing and Community Engagement Manager for Mountain Rec, and I'm glad you're here with us today. And let's jump in and connect and see what's happening across our fields, our courts, and beyond.
And all of that. And I'm Chris Parker. First of all, Z. Love the cards. She just did these, and they're amazing. I do sports here at Mountain Rec, pickleball, basketball, soccer ball, baseball. I don't know, am I missing one? Flag football, but that's not until the fall. But if there's a whistle, I'm there. And
hosting Rec and Connect.
And hosting Rec and Connect. Where do we host it, and what do we want to say to the individuals?
Yeah, so we're here in the High Five Media Studio in Avon, and thank you so much, High Five, as always, for letting us utilize this space. It's pretty awesome to be able to do this every month.
All right, and so today we get a really cool opportunity. We're going to sit down with Craig Wilmers. He grew up in Mountain Rec / Weckmerd with Mr. Ruff, who he talks about plenty. For you guys don't know, Scott's been with us for 25-ish years, something like that. But Craig is one of our volunteer coaches, and he grew up in our programs. He's got 3 sons that have come through our programs, and he's learned from local coaches, and now he's one of the coaches on the sideline. And we're highlighting him because we have our volunteer appreciation dinner for our coaches coming up on Saturday, March 21st.
Yeah, and that's where we we honor our volunteer of the year. And pretty awesome. Last year it was Sasha.
Yep.
What's his last name?
Williman,
thank you. And so we just finished taking nominations for our volunteers of the year and our volunteer of the year, but really they're all amazing and awesome, and they spend a lot of time helping our youth learn and grow and play. And with Craig being here, it kind of comes full circle for me. You know, both Craig and I grew up in the Valley, and
right.
When I was growing up, there wasn't a lot of opportunities for programs, and we were also a very small community. But my dad helped, create the baseball and softball programs for what became Weckmerd.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And so it's like pretty cool to see Craig come in here and watch. I was able to be coached by my dad and coached by other teammates' parents, and definitely were influential in my life. Some good and some not so good.
Yeah.
But so I'm excited to have Craig in here today, and it's just really cool to have somebody that's been in our community since he was just a small one.
Right. And we do talk to Craig kind of what his experience was when he was, 8 to 10 to 12 years old, and also what it feels like to coach on the same fields that he played on, and some of the stories that come with the little goobers and the things that they say or the snacks that they bring. And then but the real point is why volunteering really matters in this valley, and just the importance that it has to, especially the sports side of things, makes things run smoothly for the sports team. And we've said it before, we couldn't do it without these volunteers.
Yeah, we call them, they're our MVPs for sure, as far as being volunteers within our community. We have a lot of amazing places you can volunteer, but we really appreciate them. And, you help organize all of our sports programs, or a lot of them, and sometimes you either are reffing, or
Yep.
do you ever have to get pulled in to coach?
So yes and no. We kind of, if there's a team without a coach, the very first practice, I have to go out and run it, which is so fun. That's actually one thing that I get really nervous about, and it takes a lot for me to get nervous in social settings like that. But it's one of those, I put a lot of pressure on myself, and I'm like, oh boy, because it's been a while since I've coached. So, but yeah, it is fun just to kind of see, and it's kind of the last straw. So really, it's more of let me try to influence one of the parents to come out and do it, because we want every kid that signed up to play get the opportunity to play.
Do you have any really cool, memorable stories of watching either coaches coach kids, or just being out there reffing, or anything like that you could share?
Yeah. I mean, it's been cool. Now I'm working on year 4 with Mountain Rec. So one of the things is, getting to know some of the coaches. I know Craig's kids, and there's some other volunteer coaches that have been with us when their kids were 7, including actually Ada Englehart. So when I first started, she was 7, and now she's, 11, like the tall kid, even though she's not that tall, but very feisty and scrappy. But just to kind of see the maturation of them developing into their, like, kind of understanding their game and their skill set, but also just to see that, they recognize you and they're like, oh, thanks for coming out and helping out. So just to see the growth of when it really starts to click for a young athlete. And so it's definitely rewarding to either officiate or even just go to watch and support, one of our Mountain Rec family members in that way.
It's pretty cool. I bet you those little kids, like, you're so tall. Parker's really tall, by the way, everybody. And, like, they're just, there's some of them are so tiny that it's, like, got to be pretty cool to sit there and, like, have them look up to you and look up to you in other ways, too, not just your height.
Literally, yeah.
So, yeah, it's cool.
I had when I first started, and actually I think Ruff was one of the first people, I had a pretty severe softball injury where I had the whole left side of my face broken off of a ball that redirected. And so I ended up having, like, this gnarly black eye, and it was like yellow and blue and black. It was awesome. And then I had to go officiate flag football. First season, like, walk out, and the parents are like, okay, who is this guy? And what happened to the other guy? But,
Is he approved?
Yeah.
Did they do their checks?
But no, some of those kids you could see were, like, very intimidated, And I was like, come on, let's get after it. And I kind of, forget that I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot I'm still a little bit swollen. So kind of a funny story, but
Well, we'll bring Craig in a little bit, but let's jump in and talk about what's happening in March. And we have some key programming deadlines, and then just a lot of youth activities going on. So we'll cover the youth first before we bring in Craig.
Yeah, definitely. This is the big one. All right, parents, look at me. March 2nd, summer camp registration. They're going to fill up very quickly. It opens at noon. Be ready. Be on your computer. Get ready to hit refresh. Make sure your account is up to date. So yeah, March 2nd, 12 p.m. is when our summer camp registrations open.
And that's everything from just, our outdoor rec camps, our day camps, mountain biking, climbing. We do a lot of cool things in the summer while you all have to work. So your kids are just learning and continuing to grow and thrive in the community. And again, it sells out quickly.
Very quickly.
I don't know if you want to say sells out, but the spaces fill quickly.
Yes, most definitely.
We want to remind you. And then what else is happening in March? What else do we have going on?
March Madness. No, I'm kidding. That's at the college level. Go Gators. Hopefully they can repeat. They're looking pretty decent. But Mountain Rec side of things, Fridays, esports free play Fridays. I believe Hunter runs that up at Edwards Fieldhouse. That's going to be March 17th and the 27th from 5 to 8 at the Fieldhouse. 7 years and older, we play Mario Kart, Minecraft, Smash Brothers, I think maybe even some Madden amongst some other games. What else is going on?
I'm not a gamer, so I don't know. And I'm also not a flipper or a tumbler.
Okay.
But we have 2 gymnastic centers, one in Edwards and one in Gypsum. And we've got our mini flippers for ages 3 to 5. And then we have our tumble tots for ages walking to 5. So those take place, throughout the month, and
Sure.
You can find everything online. And again, all this stuff that we talk about today is at mountainrec.org. And so, it's pretty cool. They can work on their balance. I mean, they're just little bitty humans out
Right.
there, and they haven't been alive all that long. So it's like pretty awesome to watch them like do their first somersault, or walk on the balance beam, or just like learn to stretch.
Right. And also for our little folks, Tots and Top Ropes, that runs Thursdays, 10 a.m., and on Tuesdays at 4:30. Our staff helps parents learn safe climbing techniques with their young adventurers. And for kind of like our high school age kids for 14 and older, Top Rope Belay clinics take place Thursday at 6. Pass the belay test, and you can climb independently. Both of these are in gypsum. I think that's what a Kaylee thing.
Kaylee Carson.
Kaylee Carson. I hope you're having fun in Hawaii, Kaylee.
Yeah, lucky girl. Jealousy. And adults can come for the top rope belay test as well. So
Sweet.
you can come out there and get tested, and you can kind of come in and climb the wall anytime it's available and not have to have
Supervision? Is that allowed? Z, can we do that?
So you will not see me out there.
All right. So adults need times to themselves. Is there an event that we can ship the kids to?
So Kids Night Out is happening March 13th in Gypsum and March 27th in Edwards. And so you can drop your kiddos off at 5:30 and we'll feed them and tire them out.
Nice.
And you can go have some quality you time.
Sweet.
So it's a cool program, just a night with your your partner or just for yourself, and just drop the kids off and they'll have a good time with us on March 13th and March 27th.
Awesome. And speaking of kids, we got some more stuff for them to do, including Taekwondo, ages 4 years and 3 months to 6 years old. Yeah, that number is not incorrect. And this happens on Tuesdays and Wednesdays in March at 4:30 in Edwards. That is limited space, so we ask that you get signed up very soon.
We recently heard from a parent who was able to be one of our youth scholarship recipients that their kiddo is in Taekwondo, and how much they just love and appreciate the instructors and how dedicated their kid is.
Yeah.
And, just another opportunity to build some confidence and learn some new skills.
Is that Tiffany Kirkland that runs that? ? Yes?
Yes.
All right. Go team.
Nice work. And so, we've covered a little bit. We have a lot of pre-K programs too,
Sure.
for our young ones. And, we kind of talked about the flippers and the tumblers and the tumble
tots. Top.
Say that
Blah, blah, blah.
really
Yeah.
fast. But, we also have some little sports programs coming up.
Little sports stuff. This is so fun. We're talking about Wii Soccer. This is for your 3 to 4 year old. Registration is already open. That's going to be a 4-week program starting in April. It goes into May. It fills up fast. It's a lot of fun, kind of on the volunteer programs. I've got one parent who I play ball with, and I called her the other day. She's like, yeah, I'll take care of the littles again. And it's just, a little pack of bumblebees. But yeah, Wii Soccer, be sure you sign up. It's a fun time for your kids to meet some new people, and for you as the parent to meet some new people as well. So yeah, and that's about it for the March youth programming. Like I said, visit mountainrec.org for all of our schedules. Jammer and Z do a great job of keeping our website up to date. So we're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to bring in Mr. Craig Wilmers and talk about his experience with Mountain Rec and why volunteering is important. All right, Craig, thanks for joining us on episode 4 of Rec and Connect. You grew up here rocking Mountain Rec programs, learning from volunteer coaches, building kind of memories that stick with you. And we're excited that you can join us on this Monday morning.
Thanks for having me.
Welcome to the show. We are so grateful for all you do at Mountain Rec, and we're excited to have you on and grill you
Yeah,
for an hour.
Perfect. I'm happy to be here.
So, growing up in Mountain Rec programs, what's your earliest memory of participating in a Mountain Rec program?
I'd have to say my earliest memory was playing soccer actually at the fields up in the Eagle Terrace, and I didn't even know that there was a field up there when I was a kid until my parents took me there, and it was just so much fun to run around with my buddies. That's probably my earliest one for sure.
Yeah, we were talking earlier that Scott Ruff, who's our longest tenured employee at Mountain Rec, actually coached you back in the day, and Scott has been with us over 25 years.
Yep, Mr. Ruff, he's been amazing. I've known him a long
Did
time.
he inspire you?
He's inspired me a lot, and he still continues to.
Yeah, I think he inspires all of us.
I believe that.
So I know you from the softball field. I know your kids are big into baseball. You mentioned soccer. So what would you say your first sport or program that you're really hooked on in the sports world?
It would definitely be baseball.
Yeah.
Baseball's been my passion my entire life. Soccer was fun, and it was just more to hang out with my buddies and be outside. But baseball's been my true desire since I was really young.
Are anybody going to beat the Dodgers this year? Are they going to three-peat it?
My money's not on the Rockies, but
Okay,
I'm hoping for it.
I saw a graph yesterday, and they were showing like percentage chance to win the World Series this year, and the Rockies were right at 0. So
At least they're not negative yet.
yeah, I don't know if that'd be possible.
We have another 7 weeks until the official start of the season.
Yeah, we got the Baseball Classic coming up, which we can kind of dive into a little bit later. But yeah, opening day is, I think, the last week in March, earliest traditional opening day from what I've heard. So, Craig, you deal with a bunch of kids. You know, you got the wild ones, the quiet ones, the in-betweens. What kind were you? Were you like the loud, spunky, or were you quiet, or were you just like, I'm here for the snacks?
Honestly, when I was younger, I was the quiet one that was there for the snacks. I was
Right.
eating the snacks off on the side. I didn't become competitive and aggressive and like I am at softball.
Right.
Until I hit high school. That's when I started being more into it for the actual sport than other than just having fun with my buddies.
So, we were talking about, is there a coach, minus Scott Ruff, that inspired you to also coach and be part of our programs? Because you're saying you have an 8, a 13, and a 19-year-old, and you've coached them all and continue to coach them, so we get to have you around for at least another, 10 years?
Something like that.
You're going to have to deal with me for a while longer. I apologize for that. But, obviously Scott Ruff was amazing. He made it so exciting for me and got me just excited about all of it. But one of the other coaches that really stands out in my mind is Steve Harmio. He was probably my first baseball coach I remember, and I believe he coached me even in pitching machine back when we had the pitching machine leagues and whatnot
wow.
at
Okay.
Gypsum 2nd Street. I remember playing there, and now I coach my kids there, which is pretty cool. But yeah, Coach Harmio, I still see him every now and then. I still call him Coach, and that was obviously 20-some years ago.
And you mentioned it. How does it feel to now be coaching and helping the youth in the community on the fields that you grew up on?
It's such a cool feeling. I never would have imagined that, especially when I played there. And then I tell the kids that I'm coaching that too. I'm like, when I was your age, I played baseball on this field. Like the houses and everything around it's grown up quite a
Right.
bit, but it's still the same field. And it's just a really cool experience. I take pride in that. I take pride in making sure the field stays well maintained and clean. I have more care for it than just being a coach on that field than most probably.
And speaking of coaching and we're talking about coaches that inspired you, but is there one that's kind of more like you've taken their coaching tactics, whether it's by the book or how game organization, or just kind of like a coach that you look up to and take their moves from maybe?
Honestly, probably from Coach Harmio. One of my favorite things about him is he was always smiling. He never got onto any of us, and we definitely messed up often. And he just would brush it off, have a huge smile, and he was very energetic, excited about the game, and just got us to buy into it. And I try to have that same thing with my kids as well. As I want to be smiling, I want to know that they're going to make mistakes and help them through it, not get onto them for it type thing. And I definitely try to stick with that, except for with my adult softball team. That's different.
We'll get into that in a minute.
I mean, it's recreation, right? Like, we want our kids out there to have a good time and play and learn and grow, and there's still some competitive aspect to it, but it's not all about the win, maybe.
No, I agree 100%, especially at the rec level, the age group there. You want them to have fun. You want them smiling. If they're not having fun, I'm not doing my job as a coach. I've always had the mentality, no matter what sport I'm coaching, I want to get them to the high school program. And as we all know, once you get into high school, then you learn how it's not fun to be pushed to run and be yelled at and all of that. But if I don't do my job of getting them to the high school, then it's defeats the purpose of what I'm going for.
So you say if they mess up, they don't have to run the bases.
No.
I was thinking of
Well, it
suicides,
depends.
but it's the wrong sport.
Depends. If it's a physical mistake, that's totally fine. But if it's when they're getting on to another player or not being a good teammate, I might make them run for that because there's lessons to be learned there for sure.
And speaking of running, you're in the thick of basketball season, 7 and 8 year olds.
Yep.
How is that going?
It's actually probably my favorite age group to coach in basketball.
Okay.
Because I see everything. I have the kid that's still learning how to dribble. Then I have the kid that thinks he's going to be dunking in the NBA tomorrow, and everything in between. And it's exciting to watch. There's such a spread. But my favorite thing with it at this age group is there's so much growth from that first practice to that last game. And you can see that light bulb click when they're like, oh, this is actually really fun. And they make their first basket. And everything just changes. And you see all of that at this age group.
And you can see that excitement. I get to to referee some of these kids, more of the 9 to 11s, but still you can see the ones that have maybe struggled but finally found it and then get that one basket to go in, and you can kind of see them just completely check out mentally because they're so excited that they like forget to run back down the court. They're wanting to go high five mom and dad and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
Go hug their parents like in the middle of a game.
Yeah. Speaking of the kiddos, you have 3 of them, as we talked on. Is it harder to coach your own children or when you're having to deal with somebody else's kid?
It's definitely harder to coach other people's kids because you never know how the parents are going to react to what you're saying or doing. My own kids, they know me. They know what they're going to get from me. I treat them at home the way I treat them on the court. And I'm harder on my own kids.
For sure.
But I don't want to push somebody else's kids and worry that the parents should be like, that's not how you're supposed to coach or whatnot, especially with just how everything is these days. The last thing I want to do is upset any parents, but I'm also there. That's the first place to coach the kids. So it's definitely harder coaching other people's kids.
You've kind of touched on a little bit. Do you have any specific philosophy in your volunteer coaching, or is it just, hey, let's go have fun and learn, or do you want to speak on your philosophies a little bit?
Yeah, I've been working on my coaching philosophy for probably about 10 years now, and it's constantly adjusting and adapting based on what I've learned and the experiences I have as well as the feedback I get. But I have the same coaching philosophy for all the age groups with all the different sports. And first and foremost, I want them to have fun.
Right.
And then I take it seriously. I want them to learn the sport. I want them to learn the game. I want them to learn how to be good teammates. And what I've seen over the years is the kids get more out of it than just that season. I'm not just teaching them how to dribble or how to pass. They're learning life lessons, good and bad. They're learning how to handle difficult situations, how to handle losses, how to handle getting fouled. That's stuff that benefits them throughout their entire life. And not that I'm the perfect coach for it, but I take it very seriously. And I'm aware of the fact that they are learning so much more than just the sport. And I see kids 5-10 years later in the store, they're like, hey, coach. And I don't even remember what sport I coached in, but they remember me. So I take it seriously that I'm making more of an impression on these kids than just teaching them the rules of the sport.
What's the funniest thing a kid's ever said to you? Do you have any good? You've got to have several.
You got to keep it PG.
I would like to say I've heard and seen it all, but every time I say that, I get surprised.
Right.
So I hear all of it all the time. I hear about the funny stories that their dogs have done or what they did in class. Like it's never directly related to the sport, but I think when I think about it, more than just what I've been told, it's what I've seen. And you see it in the movies, like the kid run the bases the wrong way, the kid scoring a basket for the other team, the kid pulling the flag from his own teammate.
From his own teammate,
I've seen all of that firsthand and more than once. So it's not just made up in the movies; it actually happens, and it's just you just have to laugh at it. It's so humorous, but I get all of the funny stories too, and
stories, excuses.
Yes, all of it.
A little bit.
Coach, I didn't know I was supposed to not pull my own teammate's flag. You never said that. I didn't think I needed to.
Yeah, right. Do you find it challenging just to get these kids after they've been in school all day? I mean, they're up at, I don't know what time school starts out here, 7, 8. But then, you're getting them at 5, maybe 6:30 games. Is it hard to kind of keep their attention and get that energy out of them that you really want, or are they just all sugared up and do it on their own?
It actually, you can tell a difference if they've been in at school, and the Tuesday to Thursday, you can see the difference as well. By Thursday, when they're further into their school week, they do get a little bit more tired, and it is a lot to ask them, especially the younger kids at the later times. The older kids, when I get to that age group, you don't see it as much, but the younger kids, it's really all about engagement. And if we do the same thing for more than 20 minutes, every single kid is tired and lagging and not trying. So I just need to constantly keep changing the drill, change the reps, whatever we're doing, and keeping them engaged. And it's just more of a mind game, if anything. But I do see that for sure.
Awesome.
We were kind of talking internally at Mountain Rec, what we provide our community is an opportunity to disconnect with Mountain Rec. So it's so cool that we can get the kids out there away from the devices and just get out and be, humans and interact with other people and not just the screens but keep watching and listening to us. But anyway.
That's for during school.
Yeah. You're a busy guy, dad of 3. You have an appointment in 30 minutes in Glenwood. So why volunteer? Why give us your time? Kind of what sparked you into the role that you've taken on with us?
To be honest, Funny side note, what got me into this years ago was the email saying if nobody steps up to coach, your kid doesn't get to play. That's how I got roped
still
into
send
it.
those out every once in a while, yes.
But to be honest, I'm so thankful that I said yes to that email. And I was so nervous over a dozen years ago to coach a team when I've never been a coach before. I had no idea. I obviously didn't go to school for it. I'm not trained in it. I was so nervous, but the reward of that first season was so worth it that I am more than happy to do it. Yeah, I'm busy, but I have my whole life to work. My kids are going to be in high school before I know it, so I only have such a small window to coach, and it flies by. I never would have thought I've been coaching for 12 years, and I still remember seeing that email 12 years ago.
Really?
But I fell in love with it. It's very rewarding, and just like seeing the growth on the kids and seeing, like I was mentioning earlier, like that light bulb, that click of, oh, that's the right way to swing a bat. Or here's how you throw a football. Like it's you can't put a price on that, so the time is invaluable. I'm happy to make it work.
That's awesome, and we do appreciate it, Craig. I don't know, for the folks at home, he coaches basketball for us, some baseball for us. Are you into the soccer, hockeys?
I haven't done soccer and hockey, but flag football I've been a part of as
football,
well.
okay.
Yep.
And then out of those three, which one do you enjoy the most, seeing your kids or even the youth participate in, or is it kind of spread out evenly?
Obviously, baseball is my passion, so I love seeing that. But baseball, it's especially at the younger age, it's a harder, more complicated sport to coach. When flag football and basketball, there's a lot more of that instant gratification, and there's a lot. It's more exciting to watch at the younger levels.
It's just so incredible. Like Craig and I are like probably not. There's not a lot of us that grew up in this valley and have stayed in this valley, so it's incredible to watch the amount of programming and just the efforts that the volunteer coaches put in. I mean, I was coached by volunteer coaches. We had hardly any programs back then, but it's so cool to just watch you guys happen. And last year we do a volunteer appreciation kind of award celebration in March each year, and you were one of our top 3 candidates last year, and we'll put some fillers in for this year, but even like you talk about the time commitment it takes, and you won't be able to come to the volunteer award celebration this year again because you're going to be coaching in Denver for 3 days with your kids and their teammates. So it's pretty awesome to see.
Yeah, and it is, and it's awesome because we have a great group of volunteer coaches all across the valley, from Edwards to Eagle down to Gyptucky, which is where Craig represents us. But enough on the kids. You're also involved in our adult softball programming. What does it mean to recreate at an adult age with other adults, with your fellow community members?
It's so awesome. It's the one thing that I do for myself.
Yeah.
Between coaching, working, raising kids. Obviously, I got awesome boys and a great wife, but softball's the one thing I do for myself.
Yeah.
And I love it that Mountain Rec, which back in the day was Weckmert. I remember all the way back in the day that's what my shirts used to say was Weckmert on there, and with Scott Ruff and everything. And when I first got started in the softball with Brad Johnson, he really helped me get a feel for how the adult softball program worked, because I didn't know. I just wanted to do something, and I missed playing baseball, and I obviously didn't make it to the MLB.
Yeah.
So I wanted to try something out, and the first year I did it was very different. It was a hard change going from coaching and playing high school ball to actually playing adult softball. But I'm just so thankful that Mountain Rec even offers that program.
Yeah.
And my team that as you know, I put together probably 8-10 years ago now. We just go out there to have fun. We don't win very many games, but it's an activity I get to do outside. It's good, obviously, for my body and everything, except for when I run into the fence and whatnot. But I'm thankful that we have that option. I look forward to it every year.
Awesome.
We're actually hooking you up this summer. We're getting new lighting out at the sports complex in Eagle, and it's I guess I don't really have the terminology right in my head. It's Monday, but it'll be like, so when those big high fly balls come, you should be able to see them a little better.
So
blinded by the lights.
So I won't have any excuse for dropping the fly balls now?
No,
correct.
You can't blame the lighting system. And we're also getting new turf in some of the fields this year, so we're excited about that.
Yeah, the lights.
You guys a better playing experience.
And the lights are going to be a little bit quieter, because the ones that we have are like loud, buzzing.
Yes.
But these are going to be LEDs, and what Jamie was talking about, we're going to have one that kind of like shoots straight up in the sky, so when the ball gets above
it doesn't
the
have that
light
shadow.
post, you're able to still track it in the dark.
Okay.
Yeah,
Awesome.
because sometimes those high fly balls at night is you just hope you don't miss it and catch it on the forehead, you know? Has there ever been like a moment where you kind of get caught up in like an adult softball game, and your competitiveness takes over, and you have to sit back and you're like, wait a minute, I need to kind of just check myself, or is it something that you're usually just kind of cool, calm, and collective about?
There's definitely been a few different situations, whether it's something that a mistake I made or something the other team did that didn't get noticed or whatnot. I mean, you have a bunch of adults out there playing softball. Sometimes the tension can arise.
Yeah.
But we have some amazing umpires, obviously, as you guys know, and I love every one of them. Mick's probably one of my favorite umps. When I first started and was younger, I remember getting really upset about a call and getting on at the umpire. And he's like, hey, are you coming back next week? I'm like, yeah, I'll be here next week. He's like, cool, the scouts won't.
Sick burn.
That was probably 10 years ago, and since then I have my own personal rule that at the end of the game I make sure I go and thank all the umpires and shake their hands.
Definitely.
So during the game I have it in my mind, I'm going to see this gentleman after the game.
Exactly.
So it helps me keep it in check, but again, that doesn't happen very often. My competitive side usually stays out of the way.
Good. Yeah, I had this is a story, and Ruff could attest to this. When I first started playing softball out here, I had a moment of where I let my emotions get the best of me, and I went off on a door in which it did not survive. And this was when Zane, I don't know if you met Zane, you know Zane.
Yep.
So Zane texted me the next day. He's like, hey, bud, did you break the door? I was like, maybe. He's like, well, you need to text Scott Ruff and tell him what happened. And so I did, and then fast forward when I started here full time, I'm getting all the other employees' phone numbers, and I went to text Scott Ruff something. I was like, I've already texted him. And the last message I'd sent him was like, hey, I'm Chris Parker. I accidentally broke the door down at the sports complex. And he just it was one of those where I was like, I hope he didn't have that message saved from earlier. But
we still brought you into the fold.
You did.
and we're so lucky.
And all doors are safe now. So, but I was a little bit younger, and then, you're dealing with kids from 7 to, you said you're 19-year-old. Like, what's the one piece of advice that you give to young athletes in our programs?
To the young athletes, it would really just have fun.
Right.
Don't take any of it too seriously. Obviously, try your best and go out there and give it your all. And sometimes you're not going to succeed. Sometimes you're going to fail. Some mistakes happen. That's the nature of sports. Just go out there and smile and know that the next pitch or the next shot or the next throw or whatever, it's going to be fine.
Right.
Just smile and have fun and go out there and be a good teammate, and your teammates will support you back.
Nice.
I think that's the same advice can go as we, kind of joked about earlier, but for the parents. Like, go out, have fun, cheer for your kids.
Yeah. Yep.
And it'll be a great experience for everybody.
And what I've learned is, like, do as I say, not as I do.
Yeah.
Just because you kind of learn from those mistakes.
Yeah.
Well, this is cool that you've been able to join us. Hopefully, you got some family members that are going to check in. Like, is there anybody you want to give a shout out to or special message that you want to? Happy birthday to the wife if that's coming up.
Hers was last month.
Okay.
Happy belated.
No, but speaking of my wife, I just need to give her a shout out for putting up with me coaching for 12 years. That just takes me away from the house, and she's definitely my number one fan, my biggest supporter. Her, and then my boys putting up with me and still wanting to play sports the following year after that coached them the previous year. So definitely the support of my family, and honestly, like you were touching on, 90% of the parents are amazing.
Yeah.
And their appreciation, their gratitude, they're always thanking me. Like that. Just a shout out to the whole community for being involved in sports, and getting your kids out of the house and away from the TV and their phones is huge.
So, I think you've covered a lot of why to be a volunteer. Like, I could ask you why should I volunteer? And I'm not going to because I don't know.
Okay.
I don't have time. But yeah, and you make the time and you're just as busy. So I have no excuses. But like if somebody did come up, like, why volunteer? Because if you have hesitations, like, come on, why not?
It's so rewarding. Like I said, when you see that first kid that smiles because he made a basket who hasn't even taken a shot all season, or when the kid gets his first swing and actually hits the baseball and gets on first base, the excitement when they're jumping up and down. I've had kids that get the hit, they're so excited they don't even run to first. They just stand there watching the play because they are so shocked.
Yeah.
Like it's such a rewarding thing. Like I said, years later, people still come up to me and say, "Hey, coach," and thanks, and I remember this or that, and it's very rewarding for sure.
That's awesome, and it is fun to see, like, from the officiating side, and then obviously kind of helping out the community. You can see those kids, like it's like that moment that you never know could propel them down the road. Just that one moment, that one like shot in the arm with confidence. So you get a week off this week with being February break. What are you going to do tomorrow and Thursday night with no basketball?
With no basketball, we're going to go to Denver Wednesday and watch the Nuggets.
Oh, okay, some more basketball. Got it.
Some more basketball. Love it.
Yeah, definitely. Well, Craig, man, thank you for your time and energy and everything that you give to this organization. You know, you're probably one of the first people I met when I moved out here. And yeah, just your energy and confidence and willingness to help out the youth and even like your softball crew is something that, you know, is really hard to be emulated. And we thank you for it. Last question, any last minute thoughts before we let you go back to your big boy job?
I guess really the only last minute thought I have, and this might have been a question that was asked earlier and I didn't really answer it fully, but one of the things that I want to remind the kids and the parents is at the end of the day, at the end of the game, at the end of the season, the scoreboard should be the least important.
Yeah.
I mean, I personally am extremely competitive. You'll see that on the softball field for sure. But even then, like, I can't tell you what games I won and lost last season. The kids aren't going to remember what the final outcome of the game was. They're going to remember the feeling of it. They're going to remember how the coach made them feel. They're going to remember how their buddies made them feel. They're going to remember the fact they made that one basket and they might have lost 42-2, and that was the only point. Or they remember how their parents acted when they came off the side court. And if they're like, hey, that was such a great game, it's those feelings and all of that that pours into it. None of the kids are ever going to remember the scores or the outcomes of the game.
Right.
Even next week, they're not going to remember how the previous game went. So that should be like the least of anybody's concerns, especially in rec sports. It's about having fun and falling in love with it.
Awesome. Well, yeah, thank you for your time. Anybody out there that's watching or listening or what have you, we do have a form online that you can fill out if you do want to volunteer coach, or you can just shoot me, the other Chris, or Matt an email at sports@mountainrec.org. And we'd love to have you get on. I know we got soccer coming up, so you get a little bit of an off season, but you're just going to transition right into baseball until October. But yeah, we appreciate you coming in, and thanks for everything you do with the community. We're going to miss you for the volunteer appreciation dinner, but yeah, thank you so much.
Thanks for having me, and thanks for everything that Mountain Rec does for our community and giving me the opportunity to continue to do this.
Awesome.
You're going to have another kid so we can keep you around.
No, thank you.
You hear that? All right.
I tried.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's Mr. Craig Wilmers. You'll see him in Performance Auto out on the softball field in 2 months.
Yep, we'll be there.
All right. As we're going to wrap up this episode, we're not quite done yet. Now we're going to talk to the adults and all the fun stuff coming to adults in March, starting with...
You know, we have a really cool new opportunity in March. We're hosting an indoor triathlon on March 28th. And so leading up to that event, we're going to host some indoor training clinics that run March 4th, 11th, 18th, and 25th from 6 to 7 at the Gypsum Rec Center. And those are led by Abby and then our very own Ironman aquatic supervisor, Lewis Lang, who was on our podcast last month.
Yes.
And it's just a really kind of neat opportunity to get out and be competitive, but you're more competitive against yourself.
Yeah, pushing yourself to limits. As Jammer said, March 29th. This is when they're going to put their skills to the test to compete and complete 15 minutes of swimming, biking, and running. I believe this is all at the Gypsum Rec Center.
Yeah.
Starting early. Lauren sent, hey, can you be there at 8? And I was
You made it early today.
I
picked you up
did.
At like 8:20.
I did. But spots are limited. Be sure you register. You also get a registration discount for the race if you sign up to train. Let's talk about training with pickleball.
Pickleball. So
More
we have this
pickleball.
really cool new program, and as a non-pickles player, it even intrigued me a bit. It's called Zen and the Art of Pickleball, and we're hosting this on March 9th from 1:30 to 3:30 p.m., and it's mindfulness meets pickleball. So we'll focus on communication, positivity, technique, and there is limited space for this, so you do want to sign up as early as you can, and a lot of our programs do fill up, so we try to give you the most notice we can, but get a little Zen, play a little pickle.
And you can find Zen by staring at the stars. Look how they shine for you. Hashtag Coldplay. Registration is underway for our second session of Astronomy Club for individuals 14 and older. You'll explore the solar system, stars, and interstellar space?
Oh, did I have some typos in there?
Perhaps.
Oh,
This takes place on Thursday evenings starting March 5th. It goes all the way to April 16th at the Gypsum Rec Center. I believe Anna is in that class. She likes it because she mentions it like every other conversation I have with her. And that's going to be run by local starman Chuck Nash.
So Chuck's pretty darn cool. Like I went to his orientation session before we kind of kicked off the program. This will be our second program for this, and he's just like so passionate about everything from the stars to the telescopes he uses. It's just it's really fun, and he's kind of self-taught, and he's
awesome.
And he's kind of new to the community as well. So it's cool to bring him out here and just he shares all his knowledge and passion. And we have had some younger attendees, and they do love it as well. But what he'll do is he'll like have you hook up your phone to the telescope, and then you can kind of see and like get your own photos of what's out there. And there's a lot out there, and he knows all about it.
Especially in this area, we don't have a lot of like light pollution, and so. Yeah, at nighttime you can really, especially if it's clear, really get to see some beautiful stars. So from looking up to the sky to looking at artsy things, we'll talk about watercolors.
Watercolors. So we are kicking off a 3-part watercolor series, and that's not happening until April, but registration begins in March. So you want to get on there and secure your space. It'll be 10 a.m. to noon with the first session taking place on Thursday, April 6th. But you'll learn all sorts of techniques, and you can be novice to experienced.
Okay.
And have you ever painted?
Yeah. So Dewey Dabbles, we've been doing for our Christmas thing here at work, and it looks like a 7-year-old did it.
It's okay.
Yeah, but it's kind of cool because
Art
like
is in the eye of the beholder.
Oh yes. Well,
you didn't paint me anything.
Yet.
Okay.
Yeah, that'll become this Christmas.
You don't want me to paint you anything.
But yeah, no. So yeah, Dewey Dabbles has actually been pretty cool because I'm not artsy whatsoever. But on the opposite of artsy stuff and watercoloring, we have a new Mean Street Boxing Club that takes place 6:30 to 8:30 on Mondays at the GRC. This boxing program offers competitive training programs for individuals ages 13 to 40, including Junior Olympics, Silver Gloves, and Golden Gloves. Is that a Mike Graff operated?
I believe so. Yeah. So this is new and something that the community has asked for, and it's definitely probably a little bit more competitive.
Yeah.
I kind of want to go just see it.
Yeah, be cool
I don't
to check
think I
out.
want to participate, but
Nope.
I do sort of like my face.
Right.
You have a nice face too.
Thanks.
You're welcome. And then so we're excited about that. And then we just finished up with Craig and talking a little bit about softball. But what's coming up for our adult spring co-rec and men's softball leagues?
It's starting already. I'm so excited. We're getting new lights, so actually I am pretty pumped. Adult softball spring. Registration opens March 9th. Come play the sports you loved growing up. If you are a free agent, just reach out to me or our sports account, and we'll try to get you onto a team. And
maybe if you're lucky, you'll get on Craig's team.
Maybe, yeah. Craig is a pretty cool guy to work with.
Yeah, and then we have a lot of programs out there, but there's drop-ins at all of our facilities as well.
Yeah, so check out mountainrec.org for all of our schedules. We have drop-ins at the rec center, we have pickleball, volleyball, and then we've got some drop-in basketball, gymnastics, ninjas, and adult soccer at the Edwards Field House, and that helps you stay fit, which you're going to talk about.
Yes. So at the Gypsum Rec Center, we have more than 20 fitness classes throughout the week, and that's a lot. It's everything from Zumba to water aerobics to Tai Chi. We have a new mindfulness kind of meditation program going, but registration sort of passed for that, but always check it out. It's on Mondays from 11:30 to 12:30, and yoga. There's so many I can't even mention them all. It's also at mountainrec.org on our calendar. And you can kind of see when those are taking place. They have the weightlifting classes. You have this class called Fury where you run around and do a lot of lifting and cardio. And mixed with all sort of things. So
We do have a lot of stuff going on, but we got some big news,
yes,
which has been taking your life over, it seems.
a little bit.
But let's inform our
Yes,
community
so-
about what's going on, like the big one.
The big one. So we are actually underway with our master planning and feasibility process right now. And so we are kind of looking to create a plan that'll guide Mountain Rec for 10 years and beyond. So it will look at everything from our programming, our service, our facility needs, and like really going out to the community and learning more about what the community wants to see and where we can make some improvements and what programs are missing. You know,
Right.
I think a lot we talk internally is like, how do we reach out to the teens, or do we need to do more with our active aging adults?
Sure.
So we do definitely. You see, we do a lot for like our young ones and our adults, but like, what are we missing? What's in between? And then just also our facility space. You know, a lot of our programs fill up because we don't necessarily have the space, even though we have the opportunity.
Correct.
So what challenges are out there? What opportunities are out there? And so that's coming up. And you know, I have a did you know? I have a did you know?
Oh, sure.
Did you know
Dun, dun,
that
dun.
Mountain Rec serves approximately 33,000 people in our communities? So you're probably in our district, most likely.
Wow. That's
And we go
incredible.
from Edwards to Dot Zero, and we host some opportunities in surrounding communities.
Yeah.
Can you name them?
I can. Let's see. We got the field house here. Well, not here in Edwards, down the street in Edwards. We got Freedom Park. We have the McCoy Equestrian Center. We got the Eagle Pool and Ice Rink, year number 2 of the pool. It's going to be fun. We got the Eagle Sports Complex, which I live there in the summer. The Gypsum Rec Center, which you live there all the time. Then we got the Gypsum Creek Pool, and then we got the Dot Zero Playground.
Yeah, so we'll be going out to the community. Please take part. More information on mountainrec.org will be available, and we'll be starting up a lot of the activities the first week of March. There'll be a website. There'll be an opportunity to, you know, take a survey. There's actually also going to be like a cool little budget tool where if you had so many dollars, what would your priority be for Mountain Rec? Would it be
Ooh.
everything from more like maybe more indoor swimming, you know, more community spaces, more options for like the teens? So like it's a good
Yep.
opportunity to come out and just help guide us into the future. And Parker did name all our facilities.
I did. Nice.
Well
Cool.
done.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Speaking of well done, episode 4. I think we did pretty well. Z, do we get a thumbs up? Yes. All right.
Are we getting better and better?
But yeah, if you have a story or an individual that you think would want to come on, just reach out to info@mountainrec.org. I imagine it's appearing at the bottom of the screen right now. Yeah, just shoot us an idea. We've been fortunate. You know, we had Craig, volunteer coach, Lewis, new to the team, does all of our swimming. Then
Brett,
we did
high five.
Brett, high five, and
This
then
lovely studio.
yeah, and then we even had somebody with the
We had
community.
Veda with the community market.
Yeah. So we're trying to touch all bases. So if you have anything, reach out to Jammer and Z at info@mountainrec.com. Also, another thank you to Craig for all that he does, taking out some time on his Monday morning to spend with us.
Yeah. And thanks, Parker. It's been fun, as always.
Yeah, go team. I was excited about these because now that we're done, I'm going to throw it at the camera.
Welcome to Rec and Connect, the episode, or
We're going to cut that. This will be the blooper at the end.
Blooper
All
at
right.
the end.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay.
Welcome to, I cannot talk
Come on,
today.
Jammer. You need to go take a lap. Z, we're going to need you to tag in here.
All right. I got problems.
All right, ready?